All right, guys, we got to talk about the border issue. And, I found this title on Daily Mail. Again, Daily Mail is a good source of information. They do have some bias, but, for the most part, they're pretty, I want to say they're pretty neutral. Neutral is a very hard pill to swallow when it comes down to these media sources. Um, but they do have some good reporting and some good articles. But this one caught my eye: the Joe Biden border crisis and the shadow system that makes it easier for migrants to get into the United States. So, for as many years that I lived in this country, all I heard was border crisis, immigrants, illegal immigrants, border crisis, illegal immigrants, border crisis. And, everyone's like, oh, you're an immigrant, you're an immigrant. I was like, yeah, I am an immigrant, but I came here legally. My parents and I, we went through the process with my brother. So we went through the process and we did what we had to do because we wanted to come here legally, not illegally. What's the point of coming here illegally? We can't live the American dream when you come here illegally. Had we known that Democrats will actually let anybody in, we would have been here sooner. So, shame on us for doing it legally, I guess. Let's read this. Yet another little known policy implemented by Joe Biden last year allows migrants in the U.S. on parole to serve as sponsors for other parolees. And border hawks are not happy with the revelation. While the number of migrants in the country who are only allowed in because they are being supported by other parolees is unknown, it's thought at least hundreds of thousands could utilize this policy. Any migrants on temporary protective status (TPS) or in the U.S. on asylum claims, as well as parolees, refugees, and recipients of deferred enforced departure, or DACA, are all able to serve as the support for other migrants' parolees, according to policies implemented in January 2023, last year. Amazing! So other illegals or other undocumented can sponsor other illegals. Isn't that amazing, guys? That is just unbelievable. Shame on the people who are coming here illegally. You are a dumb individual for doing that. You could have done this. On top of that, they give you money. On top of that, you get housing. On top of that, you will get a fast track to citizenship. On top of that, you will get retirement funds coming to you constantly, thanks to the taxpayers and Democrat voters. Those are the people you should thank. They are the ones who want the future voters coming here freely without any screening or anything else. This creates a chain parolee system where parolees are able to bring into the U.S. other parolees by promising to financially support and sponsor them. There you go. So, chain migration, at its best, it's no longer required for you to show documentation that you are being persecuted in your country or the country you're fleeing. I grew up Catholic. We are persecuted in an Islamic country. We have proof after proof, footage, pictures, documents to show that we have been persecuted. On an individual basis, I might add. These people, they just say, oh, I'm here to claim asylum because my country doesn't give me enough work. Or I can't make money. Economic refugees. The policy is part of a push by the Biden administration to prevent former President Donald J. Trump from removing illegal immigrants if he gets back in the White House next year. Number USA Director of Research Eric Roark claimed in an interview with Daily Mail. Under Biden's policies, Customs and Border Protection has apprehended more than 7.63 million migrants illegally crossing into the U.S. at the southern border. There are several instances since Biden's tenure began in January 2021 that have set record highs for the number of crossing per month. Trump has promised if he wins in 2024 that he will begin a mass deportation operation of the millions of migrants living in the United States illegally. He has said he would use law enforcement, National Guards, and other military personnel if needed to round up undocumented immigrants. I totally agree. I totally agree. Now, hear me out on this. The United States liberal system, liberal ideology, push the agenda of having children is terrible. So we are on a downward spiral of a generation where they don't want to have kids, and there's not going to be enough young kids to replace the older generation who are dying, to replace workforce, so on and so forth. So, and because Democrats want more seats to have more power in Congress and Senate and etc., what they do is they increase population in certain areas, so when the census come in, they have that opportunity to increase representatives. And the increased representatives means more voting power within the chamber to pass stupid laws. And the purpose of this is exactly that. So what happens is they bring in migrants into these sanctuary states, and the voters who voted for this, they get overwhelmed. They go to a red state, and they take the dumb ideology with them to turn that red state into a blue state, and the chain continues. And they wonder why this country is such a mess, right? They wonder why. They lose their jobs. Now, I've said this many times. This is modern day slavery, guys. If you don't want to believe it, Democrats are the biggest racist on the planet. The biggest. They are the biggest racists that are known to men. They are the biggest. Anything they call you, that's what they are. Ask me why. Well, I'm about to tell you. When I say modern day slavery, these bastards, they love cheap labor. They keep talking about they're here to work, they're here to do this, they're here to take your jobs, dude. They're here to do the work for less money because that money doesn't get circulated in here. Okay? The money gets sent back to their country where they came from. They send it back to their family because they're going to work here, they're going to live here in a very conservative way, which means they don't need all the bells and whistles. They don't need to have an extravagant lifestyle. They're not gonna have an expensive lifestyle. They're gonna go rent a room, work, make money, send the money back. That's all they're gonna do. So the money doesn't even circulate in the United States. Most of the money gets sent out to a third country or second country. Indians practice this all the time. They work here, they live in groups, they send the money back home where they're building homes for themselves, where they're, helping out their families. Pakistanis do it all the time. A lot of Africans do it all the time. It's a common practice. So when you have an individual who is young, they're gonna come. And by the way, they're not all women and children. Okay, 70% are adult males, military age males. 70%. Go look up the numbers. It's very easy. So, anyways, um, so for Trump to do this mass deportation, I 100% back him up because we cannot give the Democrats the ability to be able to increase their representation in the chambers. Simple as that. They are Marxists. They are communists. They are not democratic at all. Nothing about them is democratic. The name itself is, it just screams Marxist. That's just how they are. So, estimated claim at least 11.5 million people are living in the United States without legal status, but some immigration Hawks think the number is north of 22 million. Republican lawmakers are demanding Biden's Department of Homeland Security reveal the true numbers. Please. You're going to send them harsh letter, very strongly worded letter to show you the numbers. Get out of here. These Republicans are idiots too. The little known parole policy, first exposed last month by the Center for Immigration Studies, makes it even easier for migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela to enter the U.S. and was implemented as part of Biden's massive expansion of the CHNV program in January 2023. Well, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen, man. These people are not going to be able to make a good living for themselves. Uh, they're going to be going left and right trying to find a job. They're going to take away jobs from people who actually want to work and build a career for themselves. So those jobs are going to be gone. So, anyways, I don't know, guys. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this immigration thing is a good idea. I don't know. Leave your comments down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Peace out.